Virgo, I already pre-shuffled the cards so we can get right to your reading. Wow, there was a strong card right out the gate. Okay, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If this is not your story, totally understand. I may not hit everybody's, but I do try to tell you about the cards along the way because there are lots of ways to see this story, and you might catch something that, because I could spend hours on the same reading on all possibilities, right? And you might be able to catch it because I try to talk to you about what I'm seeing along the way, and you might see your story slightly off-center to what I'm telling you. You never know. And if you do, please let me know because I'd love to know. If you do have to hit dislike, please let me know in the comments what I can do differently because I definitely want to improve. I am new. All right. Been reading a long time, but I'm new at the whole online game, right? Well, it's not a game. It's actually pretty serious. I spend a lot of time meditating because I really care about what's going on with you guys. That's why I do this. I feel a real calling for it. Okay. You see your person is very set in their ways. You see them as a my way or the highway kind of person. And I'm not saying that you're sure about it, but if you were to make a guess, you'd probably guess that right now. That you may feel a little judged by them maybe instead, or both. I just sort of, whatever gets downloaded into me, I sense. You, however, are a Knight of Wands. Oh, okay. Well, I'm seeing a little bit of a conflict here already because if your person is that set in their ways and that stable, and what you want is something a little more fun and fancy-free at the moment. And I'm not saying that you can't go towards a queen or a king energy, but right now you kind of want to keep it a little on the lighter and the exciting side of things. You're not looking, you know what? Hey, we've been cooped up. Why do we want to be bored to death? We definitely don't want that, right? Not that this person is stuffy, but I can see how you're wondering if this is the right person, but you're here because they matter to you. So you want it to grow. You want to be able to, I don't see the Empress here with the fertile ground, but you're definitely interested in making it grow, even if it's not the most fertile ground. There's a potential of, you think of them not laying down their burdens or letting go of some things, and that kind of stands to reason if you see them as an emperor. You're afraid they're a little deceptive or wearing a mask of some kind. I don't think you're sure about it, but you're definitely feeling a little in the dark, or since this is not in the upright, it's not just a fear or a potentiality. It could be that you sense that they like to stay, they like a certain amount of privacy that you're never going to be able to get completely inside this person, get behind them. They may keep a lot to themselves. And there are some signs or certain energies that are more like that than others. I mean, I definitely know that a lot of people say that about Scorpio, for instance. Sag can do that. So, and hey, the Emperor is an Aries card, so, I'm not saying that that's what your person is, but I don't tend to rely too much on seeing a type of sign in the card readings because it just gets, so many readers are like, they practically see every sign on the table by the time they're done. So I generally steer clear of that. Sometimes when I see it in the overall energy, though, I will be more, I'll be more inclined to say, I think I sense that this sign is here. But not necessarily in this case. All right. You're not ready to make the first move. I think you want this person to, there's something going on with this person that since there is a little bit of darkness, you're not comfortable with moving forward. You may not feel that it's appropriate. You may feel the ball is in this person's court and they're being a little stubborn. You're afraid it's not going to move forward. You're afraid that they're not going to make that move. And this is pretty strong to feel that way. But you know it's on the table. So I think the spirit guides are telling you that there is going to be some forward movement. You're afraid you're always going to have to be the fourth wand in this to keep things stable. And that's a lot to ask. You may be like, I don't want to deal with this. I can't deal with this person. Thing is that you love them and you're here, so you definitely haven't decided against it either. But be nice if that person provided the fourth wand and you could have the four of wands and have that homecoming, that stability, right? The Fool card is on the table, and that is good news because that's the strongest energy you can have in a reading. And the Fool is here to say that they're going to move forward. They're going to take a leap of faith with you. So even if you're a little worried about it, don't. This has the strongest energy. Your overall energy is you're kind of letting events play. We've already kind of decided that it's not in your court, right? So, I mean, you could always make things and put it in your court, but you know, we're mature human beings, and forcing issues is generally not advised. But you would know your situation better than me. Okay, so instead of reshuffling these cards to see what your person has to say, I'm going to move them aside so I can refer to them if I need to later, and also allows me just to have another deck that is pre-shuffled so we can get right to it instead of shuffling. See, each week I try to do something a little better so I can keep improving. I don't like to see what other tarot readers are doing because I think that it'll interfere with my own progression as a reader, and I make my own kind of ways. Although I am curious sometimes if the way I see cards, since it's so different, I don't want to be too influenced by how they see cards or what the cards are supposed to say, because I've been reading for so long that they've kind of told me what they are. All right. Gotta love your overall energy. Your person's wish is coming true. You. Okay, so even if they were that stuffy old emperor that we were talking about earlier, they I think they're gonna surprise you. All right. Okay. Your person feels a little overwhelmed by everything that is being offered to them, and it's not necessarily what you're offering them, but they may feel pulled in a lot of directions and then a little overwhelmed. So it's good that you decided that you weren't going to make that move. Let them. That makes all the sense in the world. They see the potential of having it all with you. That's the Ten of Cups is just such a wonderful energy. Look, you got the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups on deck. That one's right side up. So they see, actually, wow, they see that this could be the one for them. Look, these are next to each other, so I'm gonna say that if they believe in marriage, this will be marriage or whatever type of long-term commitment. You know, this is they see you as that person. Now they might be stubborn mules, but they're definitely looking at you that way. Okay. They're afraid a little bit of being I know what it is. This card keeps coming back to me. Your person is such the emperor. Okay. They know that you see them that way. And the reason that I know that, okay, is because when I saw the Temperance and it's upside down, I'm thinking to myself, there's this fear of coming in too moderately, right? And your person knows that they probably know that they're coming in a little too moderately, and they're kind of afraid of coming in, you know, flash, excitement, blah, blah, blah. And they know you're perceiving them that way. But your person is actually a Queen of Cups. So you were more of a Knight of Wands. Your person's more of a Queen of Cups. Also a Page of Swords here and a King of Cups. So Queen and King on the table. Your person's got a lot of love to give. Okay. And a lot of water energy. Yeah. So again, you know, I mean, there's just so much water on the table. And then there's this Emperor energy. I keep wanting to say Scorpio, but, you know, doesn't have to be. And, you know, there's a lot of possibilities within that range. There's, you know, there's the fact that the Emperor is a fire sign. The fact that, you know, there are other signs besides Scorpio that are cups, you know, but I wouldn't be surprised. I'd love to hear it if you guys know who this, if your person's a Scorpio. Because I don't always see these things so clearly. All right. Your person has a lot of choices. And we were talking about being overwhelmed and and I don't think that they don't want to choose, that you're that elusive thing that they want mostly, but there's just so much to deal with and to sort through. That's probably, something has to get kicked out of the way in order to focus on it. My gosh, there's so many cups on the table. It's crazy. It's a King of Cups here too. Yeah, we were talking about that. But here's a Page of Swords. There's some energy from your person that is not very Emperor-like. So, you know what? Your Emperor sees that side of themselves enough to be trustworthy. I mean, I don't think they're stuck in that energy. I think they know it. And there's a side of them that sees the world with childlike wonder and wants to come at communication and logic with non-jaded eyes, not set in their ways eyes. They definitely will communicate and keep an open mind without all that stuffiness, right? Your person definitely sees themselves being vulnerable with you. So that kind of stands to reason, right? Which means, you know what? I think this is what's going to emerge more than the King even. The King is here, but look at this. The vulnerability, the potential for long-term happiness, they know that they have to emerge as a Queen of Cups as opposed to that strict Emperor. Okay. But they are capable of providing all the love they need in their own life. And so if they ended up on their own and this didn't work out, they'll land on their feet quite fine. This is not an Emperor, but it is a strong card. You know, this is a very Scorpion card. So be careful of that sting a bit, but you know what? This is happening. You guys are going to work it out. All right. There's a lot of passion here. I can see it. Okay, let's see what the romance angels have to say. Give your relationship a chance. Well, we kind of knew that, right? So, and if you guys were having some problems, there's definitely a reconciliation. You know, that Emperor is definitely seeing this. So, looks like you guys have been together before, or you've had, it could be a past life, you know. Are there any, I don't see anything that screams soulmate at me, but there's definitely a potential for that because there's just so much strong energy on the table. So, and children. Oh, you know what? Sometimes I see it as childhood trauma, but in this particular case, I do not. I think they see the potential of having, see, kids. And if you're not, hey, not necessarily, they just may like children. Okay, you guys can have children in your life, and certainly if you're not, I'm not saying that you guys are gonna have a conversation where it's gonna be a deal breaker or anything like that. But sometimes I see it as childhood trauma. That could also be the case. I just didn't feel it in this sense because I see all this cup energy and all this long-term stability and happiness and traditional joy. So I'm thinking it's real children. And maybe you guys have children all on your own and you're going to work it out and you're going to have blended family. But I definitely think that there are actual children in this reading. Let's see. I have a deck of cards that I created myself that are messages from your person. And so I need to shuffle them a bit just to make sure that I don't keep pulling up the same cards. Because I have two. Huh. Okay. Let's see what's going on. When I went to pull it, two came out. I'd find a way to get unstuck if I had a guarantee we work. So all I can offer for now is friendship with no promises. You know, probably because, you know what, they're not quite sure where they're going right now. So they want to take a chance, right? They want to give your relationship a chance, but they don't want to jump the gun and assume it's all going to work out. It is. You and I know that, but let them come to that conclusion on their own. Our connection still affects me even after all these years. So, you know, whether or not this is, you know, actually this is kind of suggests soulmate to me. You know, whether it was past life or in this life, or if you're friends before and now you're going to reconcile with something else, you affect them on such a level that they definitely wanted to be more than that. They try to be realistic. But that's an emperor for you. Okay.